Hey, happy Friday, my friends. Hope you're enjoying Helldivers too. In this video, we'll just make it quick. I just wanted to summarize how little we know about what's actually going on with these weapons. So you might hop on just like myself, compare some weapons and see just these 4 stats. It turns out that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to all the different stats and unique components to each weapon. Every single weapon has up to 50 stats confirmed by the CEO on Twitter, meaning that we are only seeing just a handful of what actually goes into each shot that you're taking at these Bile Titans. So when we're comparing weapons, trying to figure out what's the best, obviously the SG-225 Breaker is in a great spot. I'd say it's hands down the best weapon in the game when it comes to the majority of players that use it as a primary weapon. But there's just so little we know at what we're actually looking for. Yes, it packs a punch. Yes, it's very viable, but there could be other weapons out there that are even better. And there's some stats that we might not even be looking for. So right off the bat, you can see when you're comparing each weapon, we see the damage, we see the capacity, we see the recoil, and the fire rate. So obviously damage is going to be a huge indicator. What does more power than what? But again, that's 1/50th of all the stats that actually go into these weapons. Capacity is going to be important. You only get so many magazines. Recoil obviously very important, and then fire rate crucial as well. But what about the other ones? So just what was kind of exposed a bit by the CEO was just a small list of what else was out there. This was actually a model that they pushed out before, and I think they should just full send and push this out for the entire game. I think it'd be really neat for us to be able to use all the 50 different stats, especially some of those weapon nerds out there. I think it'd be really cool to see all the different details that were put into this, because I mean it is affecting each shot whether you see it or not. It'd just be cool to see exactly what's going on behind closed doors. So just a list of a couple things that we don't see. There's muzzle velocity, there's ergonomics, there's the reload time, there's magazines. I'm sure each enemy might have a bit of a weakness as well. So I'd be interested to see, if they released all 50 different stats, would this change the SG-225's playtime? Would people be using something else now? Is there a black horse, so to speak, out there that's a bit better than the current weapon we're running with? We do not know. I think it's awesome though how little we know as players. We're just starting to learn a few different leaks, a few different things about what's going on. We heard about this guy Joel, that's apparently the ultimate game master, the god of Helldivers, if you will. That it has quite a bit of an impact on the different daily objectives and where the enemy attacks and things like that. We're starting to find out that mechs are coming. We're finding out, new stratagems have been leaked. We got a car and a buggy coming out soon, which I made a video on yesterday. And now we find out that weapons have up to 50 stats. Pretty insane to kind of wrap your head around that. That's a lot of effort that has gone into each weapon. And I think it's a shame that they don't provide these 50 stats, make them visible. Sure, it took quite a bit of effort to make that a real thing and to have 50 different effects on a weapon when it comes to making them all unique. So again, would be really neat to see those. I hope they display them soon. And as far as the weapons, and the imbalance of them, if you will, the SG-225 Breaker is in a very strong spot. Typically when this happens, to have the other weapons catch up, they buff other weapons while nerfing this weapon. I'm not saying they're doing this in this game, but other games, if a weapon is very overpowered and if it's used by the vast majority of player base, they typically buff the rest while nerfing this weapon to bring it down. I really hope they don't do that for the SG-225 Breaker. I think it's in a solid spot. I think they just need to buff some other weapons early, show us more stats so we see what's more viable in what situation. So again, now confirmed, each weapon we know has damage, capacity, recoil, fire rate, magazines, reload time, muzzle velocity, and ergonomics. Now, there's many other ideas that come to my head that I'm sure are in play. So there's noise. Some people like playing stealth. I'd be interested to see which weapons have, different kind of noise ranges. There's durability, how long until your weapon overheats, so to speak. There's armor penetration, which is going to be huge and just depending on the mission. So maybe there's missions where a weapon has more armor penetration than the SG-225 and it may be a lot more viable, but with the current stats, we don't know that. There's also, weight. So the weight of the weapon, the weight of the ammo it carries, does it make you go slower? If there was a weapon that was super light and the ammo was light and it allowed you to run a little faster, I think I might use it over the Breaker. We of course have range, so if I land on top of a big, egg nest and I'm trying to take out eggs from afar, the SG-225 is not extremely viable. There's definitely some other options, I'm sure, but there's a ton of different options, as you guys could imagine. 50 is an insane number, and I think that's really neat. It gives them a wide playing field when it comes to buffing and nerfing weapons. You can tweak this a little bit and tweak this a little bit without completely nerfing the breaker, without completely buffing other weapons. You can just tweak 2 of the 50 stats and see how it is, and instead of tweaking all 5 stats of a certain weapon, that would dramatically decrease its power. So really excited to see how weapons pan out. And we also have some weapon leaks. So the first new weapon leak, we have the CB9 exploding crossbow, and it's going to do exactly what you'd imagine. It's going to be an impact explosion is what I would think. So you shoot the bad guy, it's going to hit them, stick for a few seconds, and explode. Next, we have the ARC 12 Blitzer, a high voltage electricity shotgun. So it's going to cause like a chain reaction. You shoot a bad guy, and it's going to then ripple through the enemy lines and take down multiple enemies at once. So definitely going to be probably stronger against robots, but I could see this taking out swarms of bugs as well. And next we have the SG-8P Punisher Plasma. Could we finally have a rival to the SG-225 Breaker, everyone's favorite weapon? I'd be excited to see if maybe this plasma shotgun can take the top spot for a bit. And last but certainly not least, the BX7 Displacer Pack. So this is a transportation backpack. So it looks like as soon as you're about to take a kill shot, it's going to send you backwards, almost like an evade to somewhere safe. So it's going to get you out of very sticky situations, literally will transport you to safety, and it's going to be a backpack stratagem. So it actually sounds like it will be stronger than the shield generator pack, or depends what you use them for, but it definitely is going to be up there in terms of strength and the amount of people using it. The leaks keep coming, and I think Helldivers are kind of playing right into it. They're like leaks, but it also seems somewhat planned. The game is in an extremely strong spot right now. They know people are on the edge of their seats waiting for new news. So I think they're kind of putting the bait out there. We're certainly taking it. It causes content creators to make videos. It causes friends to share, these leaks with their friends. And it just causes FOMO. If you're not Helldiving, you definitely are hearing about it. And if you're on Xbox, I feel bad because it is confirmed, I think, not coming to Xbox ever, which is sad because I'm sure Xbox players could help us, hold off these damn robots and maybe take back the creek. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video, man. Wanted to keep it short and crispy, let you guys enjoy your Friday, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Half their stories, they be made up. I can't believe in cap tragedies.